Do you have business with me, or House Wheatress? You may call me Pennethorn Larkspur. I have the distinction of serving the interests of House Wheatress in these whispering wastes. I studied for a time to be a mentat. My home world boasts one of the largest percentages of mentats. My house, however, had need of me elsewhere. That is a very pointed way to put it. I was merely offered a better path to serving my great house, and I seized it. I graduated at top of my class from the espionage schools of House Wheatress. Something in my profile suggested I be placed on Arrakis. Arrakis teems with secrets, and secrets are the lifeblood of my house, so what better place to serve? And what better time than now? The War of Assassins. It calls to House Wheatress. It begs for our expertise. One would do well to woo our favor. Oh, like a questing psychopomp, I seek something lost in Sheol. Of course, you may ask. However, I am not at liberty to say. Hearken to our words. The shadows are listening. We hold primacy over the domain of espionage. We boast the greatest practitioners of that art. It is not merely the volume and quantity of secrets we cultivate, but a reputation for wielding that data with subtlety, impartiality, and refinement. All of that information flows to the databanks of our homeworld, Muse. That glorious world city, a sprawl of steel, glass, and clockwork perfection. The city devoured the forests and mountains long ago, but the people live with ventilated air, underground mass transit, and copious leisure time. House Wheatress was created as part of a pact by the early laandstrad to achieve similar success in espionage as enjoyed by the Order of Mentats. We were also meant to counter the growing power of the Guild and act as a check against the startling influence of the Bene Gesserit. We achieved these lofty goals quickly and continued to grow, cementing our place as a great house. House Wheatress would never besmirch our impeccable reputation by failing to give proper recompense.
What business do you have with House Novabruns? House Novabruns always pays like for like.
I presume you have some business with me or House Tseda. House Tseda rewards rigorous diligence with generosity.
Still alive.
You're back. With good news, I hope.
You again. Do you have business with House Moritani? I am Captain Lupino Ord, here in this desert wasteland to stand for the interests of House Moritani on laandstrad business. It is my duty to advise my superiors about events and conditions on Arrakis that may affect the interests of our house, and those of our allies. If you're not an ally of House Moritani, then you are most likely an enemy. The martial prowess of House Moritani is known and feared throughout the Imperium, as is our industrial munitions capacity. More lives have been claimed by weaponry of Moritani manufacture than any other, a statistic we quote proudly. In fact, the Raptum 4 platform was battle-tested right here on the Imperium Legion. So you know, if it's good enough to kill a Fremen, it's certainly good enough for you. I do have some current business with House Harkonnen, but my house is proud to say that our weapons are fired from both sides of this conflict. Moritani pays. Remember that when someone asks to double-cross us. We always pay our debts.
Easy there. Let's just make sure everyone is friends before we close the distance so hastily. I do hope we can be friends. Greetings, friend. Have you got business with me or House Harata? Greetings, friend. Have you got business with me or House Harata? My name is Desmond Mercer, but my friends call me Des. You can call me Des, as I just know we are destined to be firm friends. Oh, I will win you over yet. Yes, I will. Oh, I do this and that for the laandstrad envoys of House Harata. My inquisitive little peepers are just dandy for sussing out what they need to know. You should ask yourself what it is you want to accomplish on Arrakis, and how a friendship with my house might help that along. In the spirit of friendship, I will let you in on a secret. We heard rumors of an ancient desert botanical testing station here. Curiosity is my vice. Well now, sometimes it pays to be underestimated, yes? Oh, you say that now. My company is a mite bit spicy for some folk, but before you know it, they're hip-wagging on over for the next ladleful. House Harata is known primarily as a visionary pioneer in media technologies, particularly projections and film books. You are a curious soul. House Harata encourages and celebrates that. The cold universe has a knack of forgetting a thing so thoroughly. It's like it never even existed. A skill can vanish in a single generation. A species can fade away into non-entity. The preservation of human knowledge and expertise is the holiest of holies. Our film books revolutionize education and training. A Shigawire imprint carrying a mnemonic pulse, transmitting knowledge directly to the mind. Fascinating stuff. The metallic extrusion of a ground vine, Narvi narvium, made into reels, it can transmit amazing amounts of data. With its extreme tensile strength, the Sardaukar reduce sugar wire to a simple, if effective, groat. Well, it is one of the most amazing substances known to humankind, and all they can think to do with it is squeeze necks. House Hirata always acknowledges and rewards a friendly gesture.
State your business. I'm Theodoric I. I gladly serve the laandstrad envoys of House Thorvald. Arrakis is a dangerous place, but my ambitions eclipse my fear. Like many in my family, I graduated with distinction from the War Academy on Apia. I've applied my strategic mind to matters outside the battlefield. I felt this is where I can best honor my family and house. The tools I developed in the War Academy served me well in the halls of the laandstrad. My house wishes to survey the mining galleries here. Then I must thank Providence for my thorough and extensive military training. Of course, you've more than earned it.
What business do you have with House Rashiz? House Rashiz repays every debt. What business do you have with House Rashiz? I am Asher Vandor, scion of the minor house of Vandor. I serve the Landsrat envoys of our liege house of Rashiz here on Arrakis. We serve House Rashiz by running its Highliner shipyards. We take pride in doing our part to ensure interstellar travel and connectivity. House Rashiz knows what it is to gain and lose Arrakis. We might have some valuable insights to offer the Atreides.
Again, you brighten my immediate vicinity.
You're back, with good news, I hope. Direct, an admirable trait. I am Chasen Vernius of House Vernius. I am empowered by the Technocrat Council of Ix to oversee the machine world's business interests here on Arrakis. Our great house has seen many conflicts over the centuries. Most recently, the Landsrat declared our Earl renegade for crimes he did not commit. Forced into exile, Earl Dominic and his family were hunted down and destroyed. In their absence, the Technocrat Council was formed to govern Ix. After Earl Dominic and his family fled, our planet was invaded by the Bene Tlilax. Thus began a long, dark period in our history. A dark period that concluded only when the last remaining son of Earl Dominic returned, at the head of a great army. After liberating our homeworld, Romba Vernius was named Earl, and our great house was redeemed before the Landsrat and Emperor. While the Technocrat Council handles the day-to-day governance of Ix, it has no representation in the Landsrat, so its reach is limited. To have any interaction with the rest of the Imperium, the Council was forced to find another Vernius, no matter how far down the line of succession. That is yet to be determined. It's always the same old fabrication. Ix engages in forbidden research and utilizes thinking machines to give them an advantage. A bold-faced lie. Yes, Earl Dominic was my grandfather, even if the Regis Familia fails to entirely recognize that fact. My relation to the Earl is not in question. It's the nature of that relationship that is. You see, my father is a bastard, sired by Earl Dominic on one of his military campaigns abroad. Well, as it happens, the last known direct descendant of the Earl was sighted right here on Arrakis, before disappearing entirely. Yes, and I've made it my mission to find him, although I'm not sure I'd recognize him if he was standing beside me. I have my ideas, although I'm not quite ready to divulge any details yet. Where else should we be? House Vernius shares a long and storied past with our Atreides allies, a relationship enduring to this day. House Vernius always fulfills its obligations. Here.
What business do you have with House Hegel? I'm Theo Scordy, musician and Hegelese folk singer. But by strange fate, I find myself serving the representatives of House Hegel in the laandstrad. A noble's mistress made a pass at me. I was rewarded with this prestigious exile. Hegel, you see, is a mining planet. Most everyone there is involved with mining, directly or indirectly. A culture of long days in the tunnels. Such a culture produces a rich tradition of rhythmic chanting and folk music. Exhortational music from the Psalms of the Orange Catholic Bible. Hegelese folk musicians are in demand across the known universe. I sang for many nobles in many great halls. Turns out, I cultivated the same circle of acquaintances a House representative ought to cultivate. And I have a certain way with people, if you know what I mean. Right you are. I've collected some good stories along the way, though I'd always rather sing 'em than speak 'em. And so I've come to Arrakis. Lately I've made a habit of visiting the Shield Wall. I heard the Sand. They are an outlaw band, but they were formed by a core of hard workers, squeezed to the breaking point by oppressive suffering. And in that suffering, they found catharsis in song. I wish to study their hidden and raw folk music traditions. True, but even if I do not deal with the sandflies directly, I should like to at least absorb some of the environment that helped shape their song. Oh, all right. I am delighted to sing the praises of any who prove to be a good friend to me and my house. Our home world is Hegel, the jewel planet. Vast mountain ranges and vaster seams of mineral wealth. We are defined by our mining, ambition, and wealth. We're known for our Sue-stones and fire opals. We mined many of the Carino crown jewels. The Imperial throne itself is fashioned from Hegel quartz. Some houses boast of being the power behind the throne. We truly are the throne. Our history is not so very exciting or erratic. Just a gradual and sure climb in stature. Our place as a great house was secured long ago. House Hegel always pays in kind.
We don't get a lot of visitors out here. But if you've come in peace, then welcome. House Lindaren has an open ear for members of every class. I'm Juno Ezura, native of the planet Rasni, and a representative of House Lindaren. Rasni's co-rulers, Dalrayu and Ashino Lindaren, have charged me with weighing the best interests of their house on matters pertaining to Arrakis. It's possible, provided our goals align. If you assist me with certain matters, I could recommend the House vote in your favor. I'm Juno Ezura, Rasni's co-rulers, Dalrayu and Ashino. Such subtle diplomacy is always appreciated. Was there something you wanted? I'm Juno Ezura, native of Rasni's co-rulers, Dalrayu and Ashino Lindaren. Yes. But you see, I'm also taking this opportunity to test the durability of Rasni-made work clothing. Arrakis is the ultimate test of such gear. Yes, certainly. But House Lindaren has other interests as well. Let me first just ask, what does the phrase, "in the name of the people," mean to you? Indeed, it is. It's hard not to feel some sympathy with their struggle against oppression. Don't you agree? Then perhaps it's best we just focus on our marketing and distribution concerns. It's possible, provided our goals align. If you assist me with certain matters, I could. Our homeworld, Rasni, is a harsh place. But while Arrakis bakes under a relentless sun, Rasni is cold and icebound. Few live on the surface of our world, but millions live in comfort in vast subterranean cities warmed by energy drawn from the planet's molten core. Most of the population is involved in the cultivation of our famous lichen, and in manufacturing sturdy clothing and nutritious foods from the same. Yes, certainly. But House Lindaren has other interests as well. Do you have business with House Lindaren? I'm all...
You come to speak to House Waku. Welcome. Welcome. We live to serve until the contract is done. Call me Luciana. I serve House Waku during their Lansrad activities on Arrakis. Pardon my preoccupation, but I am soaking up this moment. It is a rare thing for someone of House Waku to set foot on a planet, to feel dirt, stone, and sand under our feet, to see a bright atmosphere above. We are a banished people with no homeworld, forbidden from setting foot on any other homeworld. Your sympathy is appreciated. I wept when I first touched my feet to the ground and looked up at the sky. I've never set foot on a planet prior to this. I don't want to be confined to a room, or even a city. I want my feet to touch anything but a floor. I want to see a horizon. I want to see the vastness. I'll spend as much time out here as my duties permit. I'd like to tell you more about our culture, customs, and other particulars, but everyone inevitably wants to know why our house is without a home. The wake of the Third Coalsack War left House Waku's planets destroyed, and our people prohibited from setting foot on any world in the Imperium. We made a deal with the Spacing Guild to receive sanctuary aboard their Highliner starships, where we spend most of our lives. Many are born and die without ever leaving the void of space. The closest to a planet most get is to see one while in orbit. Though we lost much, House Waku is yet proud enough not to fade away in the emptiness of space. We endure. To speak of the contract is to invalidate it until it is done. Anyone traveling via the Guild inevitably spends time on a Waku frigate. We're subcontracted to run mass transit vehicles housed in the Highliners. We tend the customers, selling sizzling meat sticks, spicy broths, and a rather strong drink we call Stee. My position offers me a rare exception to the rule. It is perhaps my strongest reason for wanting to serve the envoys of House Waku. You'll see many of my people wearing dark glasses and ear-clamp headsets. They prefer to control their own sensory input, a dissociative cacophony, if you will. They prefer the universe within themselves to whatever spectacle they might experience without. As you wish. House Waku honors its debts.
I assume you're seeking the ear of House Moros. My name is Marwyn Cole, scion of House Cole, a minor house under the aegis of House Moros. You're a long way out just to mingle with a minor noble. I see to the business of my liege house here on Arrakis. I have the favor of a few laandstrad representatives. My family manages the shipping logistics of the gourmet delicacies of House Moros across the universe. It's not glamorous work at a glance, but it does give House Cole powerful contacts across the Imperium. We feed the Empire. Happy hunting. Of course, House Moros always repays a kindness for a kindness.
Welcome. How may I assist?
Salutations. What business do you have with House Motelli? My name is Americo Motelli, second nephew to the Count himself, Flambert Motelli. I am here to represent the interests of my uncle and great house on Laandstrad business. I'll vote on behalf of my house on the decrees that best serve House Motelli and our closest friends. I wonder, are you a friend of my house? House Motelli is known throughout the Imperium for collecting information and data, in much the same way other great houses collect spies. Of course, our most prized asset is the Motelli Archives Complex, the most comprehensive repository of knowledge in the known universe. Imagine a library, but on the scale of a city. Then, of course, we have the School of Diplomacy and Intergalactic Relations. More than a third of the current Laandstrad body count themselves alumni of that august institution. Whether one seeks to buy or sell knowledge, look for the oldest gathering place on the planet, and you will find House Motelli there. Knowledge is the greatest reward, of course, but I'll make your payment in Solaris.
I suspect you have some business with House Wallach, or me, or both. My name is Vera Vogel. I proudly serve the needs of the laandstrad envoys of House Wallach here on Arrakis. I'd ask you to tell me about yourself, but I'm already learning a great deal about you as we speak. Enough to know you offer a rare sort of danger or benefit. I would like to explore the latter. Not as such, but you have a good eye. I received some training from a Bene Gesserit. House Wallach enjoys a close relationship with the Sisterhood. Many find our association with the Bene Gesserit to be mysterious, and far be it from me to spoil such mystique. Our motto is God, Imperium, House. We enjoy a rich history as renowned conquerors. House Wallach attained its name and titles 5 millennia ago. The house's founder was a former Bursik general of the Imperial Sardaukar. To this day, scions of Wallach are sent to be trained by the Sardaukar. House Wallach was once preoccupied with the glory of battle, but has mellowed in recent history, taking a more nuanced approach. There is no better place to perch and sample the intrigues of this contentious planet. My name is Vera Vogel. I'd ask you to tell me about yourself, but I'm enough to know you offer a rare sort of danger or benefit. I would marvelous. Let it never be said that House Wallach does not know generosity.
Sorry, but I have no authorization and even less inclination.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit? How much Stellaris would you like to deposit?
celebrate our heritage and traditions, for they bind us together as a proud people. Embrace the arts and sciences under the guidance of House Harkonnen.
You have come a long way, Adept. You are both competent and deliberate. A rare combination. There is something about you, Adept. I sensed it from the first. I know not what part you have to play in this grand drama, but it will be an important one.
Do you have business with me or House Spinett? My name is Darina Danilo. I have the distinct privilege of serving the Laanstrad representatives of House Spinett here on Arrakis. Though mine is a double calling. I'm also a chef sought out by the nobles of many houses. Good taste unites us. That is not untrue. Our society produces paragons among assassins and poisoners, as well as culinary masters. Our food is that good. The things I can do with Maro's deer would make a paranoid man risk it all. Besides, ours is a society that cleaves to the laws of Khanli and the rules of conduct in a war of assassins. We are that code's most devoted servants. Ours is a culture where politeness and coyness walk hand in hand. It is vulgar to say who is and who is not a practicing assassin. I will say that Harko Village offers multiple levels of opportunity for my house, not the least of which is the demand for a skilled chef. House Harkonnen is a house of appetites, after all. House Spinett repays every action in kind and in proportion.
What business do you have with House Alexan? The name is Graham Candace, diplomatic envoy for House Alexan. I think that's my title anyway. It's a bit complicated. Truth be told, I'm just a glorified farmer, more at ease with gourd seeds than politics. But they needed to send someone, and, well, here I am. Well, I may still have dirt under my fingernails, but I know enough about politics to avoid just giving out that info. Perhaps. I've been told to find the right sort of help to achieve our long-term goals here on Arrakis. Our vote on the High Council of the Laanstrad. In matters pertaining to Arrakis, we can be swayed with the right incentives. House Alexan always pays its debts. Here.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit, or how much Solaris would you like to...